Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to be covering kicks and all about flashing them. So prereq is obviously a backflip, but that doesn't mean you can't learn a flash kick first. When I say a backflip, mainly mean like a back tuck. Of course there's two styles of flash kick. One is more of a backflip, where the other one is more crooked, almost like an aerial, except obviously instead of facing this way, I'm going to kind of face this way and just, yeah. But that style, that's more of if you watch Dan Pitlock, he does that sometimes. It's common with, the Spaniards. They do that a lot. But a normal flash kick, though, is the one I'm going to be teaching, because that's the one I do. It's usually seen out of a round off, and free running, tricking, all that shit. Yeah, so there's a couple of ways of going at it. First, I do the common one where people think of it as a backflip step out, and basically what that means is like how if you tuck your front flip and then you open up and step, people will tuck their back flip and then step out at the last second once they see the ground. And what that looks like is this. And you see, I think it's very sloppy looking, just because it looks like you're indecisive. You go from tucking and you kick out. Although, hey, you might have a good style of doing it, so you prefer it. Shut up! Yeah, so, I mean, it's really all preference. If you're going to do like a double back flash, that's kind of how you have to do it. Unless you're doing like flash in, flash out. Yeah, so basically that's just, tuck, spot the ground, and then instead of landing like this, just focus on bringing one leg down and like just push the other one behind it. So you can even land like this, and eventually you'll be doing it with the right rotation to land 1, 2, rather than just kind of stomping as 2. But that's not my favorite way. My favorite way is to set as a flash kick. So it's kind of like a pike. If you don't know what a pike is, that's instead of tucking, you're going to be getting around by jumping and your legs come up together. I'm sure a lot of you know what a pike is. But anyway, you kind of come and you do this in midair and you flip like that. It looks really cool. Basically, that's all. Jump, pull your legs up, and flip around. And obviously, as you see, I'm not very flexible. I'm at maybe a little more than a 90-degree angle. Not very good. Okay, so if you can pike, that makes this so much easier. If this makes any sense, you're almost going to do a one-footed pike. So when you set, instead of bringing both feet up and it feels a little sketchy, you're actually just going to set and bring up one foot. Now the leg, I forgot to mention this earlier, the leg that you want to kick is the opposite of which way you're twisting. So if I'm twisting left, I want to kick my right leg down. If I'm twisting right, I want to kick my left leg down. And obviously, flash kicks are technically backflips. So you can even flash if you're a lefty, you can flash with your left leg, land, swing through, and there you go. Alright, so back to setting it like a pike. So instead of going here, bring both legs up, you're going to go here, and you're going to bring one leg up. Now what this does is, it makes your hips uneven. And as you see from the side, once my hips go uneven, you see how it almost looks like I'm facing this direction. Because when you land, you get this kind of landing. Basically, it's as if you're on a beach twist back the way you came. So you have one foot forward and the other foot can go sideways. And that gets you a nice, solid landing. But, of course, mine are going to be very sloppy. First thing I did all morning. Yeah. So once you kick, you set, one-footed pike, turns, your back leg, and basically do like a tuck type thing, or a layout, depending on how much height you have. It just kind of does its own thing, and your hips turn, and you land and try and, 1, 2, in that stance position. And it's okay if you don't, land solid, because a lot of what tricking and free running is transferring momentum and continue going. So if you land very solid, you can end something there. Whereas if you kind of land and go, huh, huh, I just want to turn out and go, like you can. Okay, so I kicked out my right leg. And I'm kicked out my left leg. Now as you see, what I do is like, it's almost as stylized like a Webster. Some people grab the one leg. That's what I do. Because when you pike, I usually grab around the calf to like the ankle area, something like that. But with a flash kick, a lot of the power is on the end, and it's like a layout. Shut up! So what I do is I grab kind of like a tuck, and that rotates me. Shut the fuck up, you cat! Anyway, I'm gonna finish up this tutorial and smack that faggot. Yeah, so set one-legged pike, possibly tuck, hips turn outwards slightly, and then the back leg just kind of tucks, and you land a little bit of flash, and there you go.